Well, hello there. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. And hell, you haven't seen me in a hot one either. I think I say that almost every time things happen. And I'm still getting used to it. I like vacations and a hiatus and going to work a lot. And honestly, being more engaged in my local gaming community. Tonight was actually the first official Armory event at my local game store. It finally started happening. So 3 cheers to that one. But actually, that's what I want to talk about today is the development of community. Specifically, PvE. So I'm perusing, the Facebook pages and things like that. And a big shout out to Mike. Thanks for posting the link on the Facebook Discord or the Facebook fan page. And I kind of wanted to give a little more depth and understanding to the Flesh and Blood Rathe PvE Club and how it kind of started. And I think what the aspirations are for the people who kind of helped found that and want to see it grow and actually become a free for all community for players across the world. So to kind of give you a fresh background and a start, if I were to tell you the most exciting thing for being, in the public spotlight or anything like that, with as many viewers as I have, in a place like this or a space like this, well, I've said from day one, I love commentary, the feedback, the information, the opinions, the beliefs, the ideas. The conversation's the best part. And sure enough, the week before the calling in Vegas, I had a gentleman by the name of Hugo reach out to me, sent me an email, being like, "Hey, I've seen some of the things you've done with PVE, and a bit of a PVE fan myself." I'm like, "Oh, really? Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear." And we started chatting a little bit, and we kind of set up a little digital meets. And obviously, we're not in the same country. Had to kind of match the time zones to get it to be convenient for both of us. And we sat down to talk for an hour, and he wanted to talk about his versions and ideas for PvE, and I talked a little bit about mine, and before you know it, an hour becomes 3 hours. And that's very easy to do when you're passionate and engaged on a topic, and you find common ground. And one of the last things we mentioned on that call that he brought to me is the idea of he wanted to see a PvE community, and yeah, hell, let's do it. Why not? And Hugo went to work. He made the Discord server, advertised on Reddit right before the calling. And before we knew it, 2 people became 6, became 18, became 30, became 55, now up to over 100. And thanks again to Sloop Dupe for putting some videos and content out there about the Overlord engine, which is the self-piloting PvE design that Hugo has dreamt up and brought and put into paper form. And I gotta say, I'm impressed with it. I think you would be too. But really, it's more about talking about the ideas in the future and what we would hope to see come from this avenue, and kind of give you an idea of what we're working with. We started back in it was right before the calling, so I put my first post on there September 5th, and you can see Duroc first thing took Hugo's Overlord engine, the first I think iteration of the Dragon encounter, and put it on Tabletop Simulator, and they went to town and they had a blast. And this is the dream. This is everything I could have ever hoped to see come from a move like this. And the conversation keeps going, and the commentary and the advice. And let me say, Hugo knows how to use a computer. I'm a caveman with a computer and an electric bill. I have no idea how to do any of this. This is not my skill set, and he's become a master of this, and the presentations are great. You should really check it out. Give it a chance. You might like it. So it goes on for a while. We've got, with the Overlord engine, we've got the Dragon encounter, the Swarm encounter, the Ghost, the Giant, and I think the newly released one was, I'm not sure if it was a Merfolk. I don't know, some Sea Goddess of the Tides. Watch the match. That's the one Sloop Dupe published, and it was really engaging and fun to watch. Because the idea of watching people just have fun in a very passive, casual environment, that's the whole point. That's the moral of the story to me. But the one thing I want to call out about this so far, I want to give a lot of credit out there to one person at this moment. Swiggity. Right now, you are a hero in my book, because you were the first person to actually go out and actually publish your own design for a PvE encounter on the server. And you're a champion, because you are the first. Obviously, I've been fiddling around with it myself. We have Hugo doing the self-piloting version, whereas I'm looking towards the player-piloted version. And even Mike over here is doing that whole D&D dungeon crawl style of PvE, which he's taken to once in Vegas and as well as Dallas-Fort Worth. Big hit each time. It's fun. Spent a Friday night once doing it, having a few drinks, had a few laughs. Went till 1:30 in the morning. Fantastic. That's the point. That's the whole goal of PvE. And we did it over webcam, and it was so engaging to actually be around. I think it was on the Kitchen Table TCG server where I met Mike for the first time when he advertised the PvE encounter. And so it's great to see people networking, experiencing new things. This is the goal. What I would hope to see come from all of this is that this continues to grow as a community. It's not about one content creators or three content creators. It's about the growth of the casual players, maybe even the competitive PvE players. Could be a thing. And I don't mean competitive in the sense of who's the best, who's the worst. More of like an event-based kind of challenge. It's a taboo word. You don't say commander. But one of the cool things I like about more modern commander is the idea of a point system, meeting goals. Like, so for example, if you're playing PvE, you're doing a player piloted version, you got a judge holding the deck, taking care of the boss, and you've got a team of 4 people. If no one dies in the encounter, maybe you get 10 points. If you do a series of multiple actions, maybe you get an extra point. It's not a matter of being the best in the room. It's doing the best you can with the people around you in the room. Your team matters and the composition matters. And that's the whole idea I've ever had towards competitive PvE. Not always being the best, but being the best that you can be. And then seeing how you overcome and how you play out against your peers. But yeah, back out to Swiggity, sorry, side tangent. This was great. This was amazing to see. And I think this is one of the biggest things that we want to see come from this in the future. By the way, if you haven't seen the logo, I'm a huge fan of the logo. You might have already been able to tell that. But this is, I think, what we hope to see come to life, come to fruition. It's a fun place to be. Talking with Hugo over the last couple months, Hugo really wants to see the creative side of the player base come forth, come to light. I've personally always said from the very beginning, I want to see PvE have an event space and be popular, maybe starting at the local game store, moving all the way up to Callings, where it's a side event package or a fun experience to kind of just go with a group. We're planning on going to Orlando next week. And with my local play group, a couple of us have already kind of booked things out, and we're going and have a good time. It's the people, it's the experience. Sometimes it's not just the instance of being great. Sometimes it's about just being a part of the movement or the experience itself, to have a memory or an existence, an experience, a moment of time that just actually matters. But I won't ramble and rant like I normally do, but I did want to kind of give an idea of what this Discord server was, about why it was founded, when it was founded, goals and aspirations. We want to grow and develop it. If you want to make PvE content, reach out to us, let us know. We want to put a channel on the server for you, let you put your stuff in there, have rules questions, general questions, feedback, support. Be a part of the community. That's what we hope for. And so, like I said, won't ramble. But I wanted to kind of put that out there as to what's been going on and what we hope to see. And I hope to see you a lot sooner than this last time. And actually, I might have an extra treat for you today, too, if I'm in the mood for it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good one. Stay safe. Be happy. Be bold. Be engaged. Be a part of your community. Come be a part of our community, too. If you don't want to give PvE a chance now, no pressure, no rush. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. Once LSS is fully supporting it and actual things are happening and going live, maybe Q2. We'll see. Hope for the best. Maybe sooner rather than later. If not, we're here. We're having a conversation. We're being active. Until then, hope you have a good one.